Okay, supposedly I am live. Nope, live. Yeah, supposedly I'm live. I got an avatar up just briefly. I was trying to get everything handled and get a little bit of dinner, and that didn't work out. So I know you don't want to see me eat. So you can just look at cartoon bearded Izzo, and we can chat for a bit. I want to say hi to Fairbanks Studio. They put a wave and a thumbs up in the chat, but that was like a half hour ago. So 40 minutes ago. So thanks for stopping in. How is everyone doing today? We're just doing a silly live stream nonsense. I'm going to blind some stuff. I've had a barrel aging experiment going on down here, and we're going to compare it with some other things. I can't tell. Nope, no viewers right now, and that's fine. This was semi-impromptu. I posted a link a little while ago. What I'm eating, and I should probably before I start eating, show you this little thing I concocted. I took some spicy chili flavored chicken flavored ramen, and then I threw some. And when I eat the ramen, I eat it real dry. I like a dry ramen, so it's almost a noodle. Hello, how are you doing? Oh, okay, you know what? And I should have at least centered a little bit. StreamYard goes real wide with my videos, kind of center me, so I'm more in front of the booze. But anyway, so this is the ramen thing I made. Just, simple grocery store ramen. Oh, here, I actually have the container. So, chili infused Asian noodles, fiery hot chicken flavor, but then I had some Costco like heatable brisket, which is surprisingly good. I mean, it's nothing you're gonna stand outside of a barbecue place and wait for, but when you're trying to get a job done, you can throw some brisket in the microwave and it's decent. That's a pretty good day. But yeah, we'll be blinding some stuff soon for you. I'm just gonna get just a few calories in here, because if I don't if I don't eat something, and then theme park dad, thanks for showing up. That's awesome. It's going pretty good. But if I don't get a little bit of food in my stomach and then I try to do a whiskey blind with you guys, that's not going to be pretty near the end of it. And hopefully the ASMR of me eating is not too terrible. So I'm not going more than 2 hours, because a fellow that I follow, Barry's Place 28, he does live streams from the Disneyland parks. I'm going to close it down before he starts. He starts at 9:55 our time. Of course, let's see, that's West Coast, so that's 6:55 his time. But Theme Park Dad, how was your day today? Theme Park Dad is close to the Orlando parks. Were you in SeaWorld today? I can't remember. This is super scintillating YouTube content. So I am in Naples here. I'm in Naples until Wednesday. I've got to push and get some stuff through, and got tile work to do. Almost done with the shower. I have at work. Cool. I've got tile work to do on the shower, tile work to do on the floor. I've got at least one cabinet to install, a bunch of trim to do, a couple of doors to hang. All that within the next week. I fly back to Ohio next Wednesday, so should be doable. Yeah, I'm totally going to try to take the microphone away when I'm eating, so that way no one has to be grossed out. Yeah, the Costco, it's pre-cooked, so you just heat it up. It's a surprisingly good brisket for what it is. Pretty unbelievable. Hello, Lauren Campbell. Welcome in. So I didn't get my normal Tools Day videos out on Tuesday. And that happens sometimes. Unfortunately, life's a little crazy right now. I'm hoping sometime this fall that things will calm down and I'll be able to do a little more regular. And I would like to release it like at least a short every day of some sort. So I got to get that sorted out. But right now, sometimes I'm too busy to get my videos out like I want. So I did I did do a tool unboxing, sort of tool unboxing, and then I did a headphone repair that I posted today. So there's actually 2 shorts and 2 videos that already got released today, and then we have a little live stream. So Lauren Campbell, without giving any personal information away, where are you watching from? I'm in Naples now, and I live in Ohio. Well, it feels like it should be most of the time, but lately it seems like I'm more in Florida. And we'll get this started soon. I don't want to take up too much of your guys' time. And if you have me in the background while you're working, ninja watching, that's all cool stuff. We are California, nice. And yeah, we're going to be stopping before Barry Place 28 starts, and he's starting at 6:55 your time, I believe. He's starting at 9:55 my time. Yeah, so today with the Woodford Reserve, I've got first we're going to blind 3 different regular Woodford Reserve double oaks. Well, one of them's regular, and 2 of them are store picks. So we're going to see how much of a difference or any difference there is in between those 3 whiskeys. And then in the past, I've used a barrel that I bought off of Amazon to age some whiskey as an experiment, because Woodford Reserve makes a thing called the double oak, and it's stupid expensive. And I bought a small bottle of it, and the nose on it is significantly better than the regular double oaked, but the palate is not that much better. So what I was going to do is, after we blind the 3 double oaks, I've got a double oak that I made or attempted to make in my barrel, and then I've got 2 different variants of that. So in total, we have 7 whiskeys to blind together to see which one comes out in first. And honestly, I've got quite a bit of some of my variants. So if anyone that's over 21, if you wanted a sample, just email me at heyizzo@yahoo.com, and I'll send you a little sample of the crazy things that I've been making. Yes, I hear you guys are having a heat wave. And here in southern Florida, it's very hot. I work with a fiber, what do you call it? Microfiber towel wrapped around my forehead to keep the sweat from just killing my eyes and everything. All right, I just wanted to get a little couple of calories in me, so that way when I start drinking alcohol, it doesn't make me loopy. Ooh, the bullet rye is good. Did you get the regular bullet rye? Or I've been noticing lately that they have 10-year and 12-year bullet ryes also. I just noticed that recently. I picked up a 12 a month ago, and I picked up a 10 just a little bit ago. All right, welcome in. We got one person watching. We got several people commenting, so I don't know who's correct. But what I've done, and I'll tilt you down briefly. Regular, yeah, nice. I'll tilt you down briefly. I like the bullet ryes. To me, are a really good summer pour. So what I have is these 3 are confused to me already, and I guess I could take off my little lids. I poured these a while ago. I didn't want no fruit flies getting in there, because they love the whiskey. But I've got the glasses marked on the bottom. So, and then I confused, and I switched the glasses around, switched them around, almost like a 3-card Monty kind of deal, and was able to confuse myself enough where I don't know what order these are in. And we'll do the same with the other 4 eventually. Then, once I was confused enough, I wrote 1, 2, and 3 on them. I don't know if you can see the marker. If you can barely see it, but it's marked 1, 2, and 3, just so that way I have a way of keeping track of what's what. But I do not know which one has the regular Woodford Reserve double oaked and which one has the 2 store picks. We'll start with that. Tilt you back up. Let me know if if signal gets weird or if audio gets weird. Hopefully everything stays good. All right, so Woodford Reserve Double Oak is one of my favorites, and here, hold up a bottle of it. It's one of my favorites. Let me take the little sticker off of this, so you get a good look at the bottle. All right, Woodford Reserve, one of my favorites. It's of course we got glare from the iPad, but the Double Oaked is very good. What they do is they make their whiskey, of course, in a new charred oak barrel, and then after an undisclosed amount of time, because they don't tell you, then they put it into a different new oak barrel, and it gives it some very interesting flavors. And a lot of places do the double oak technique, and then anything that is finished in. So the double oak, I think, goes into a brand new barrel, but other things are finished in a wine barrel or a sherry barrel or a different whiskey barrel. So you get a lot of finishing going on. And whenever it's talking about finishing, then it has gone into another barrel at some point. Let me just check on something. Make sure I don't need to respond to this text. Okay, no, good. Mrs. Izzo has been making some headways with her doctor on her migraines, so it is wonderful having my old wife back, and it's also weird getting used to it. But I'm so glad that that has been working out for her. All right, so we're going to get into this, and I'll tell you the notes, and the notes are probably going to be pretty similar. So we'll see if it's even possible to pick out one that is better than the others. I do like these kind of blinds where things are so similar that it's difficult. Now, when I personally do a blind, I'll nose all 3 first, and then go back through and taste them. And hopefully, with that ramen noodle that I ate, hopefully I didn't mess up my palate. I should probably go get a water. This is just a little bit of regular ginger beer from Aldi. Probably not as good as water for clearing the palate, but I think it helped. So with the double oaked, a lot of times you can actually smell a oak smell or a wooden smell, and that's because of the second barrel, of course. And I get that a lot. The second barrel also seems to add a lot of sweetness, and for me, at least on this nose, it gives it like a vanilla sweetness. So that might be why it's one of my favorites. Vanilla sweetness combined with a toasted oaky note means it's reminding me of a toasted marshmallow. So I've never and been so busy I haven't gone and done any real camping. So I need to go camping sometime, and um, I need to go camping sometime and take some of these smoky or woody or toasted whiskeys with me, because I bet these are marvelous next to a campfire. Okay, so vanilla and oak in that one. Ooh, okay, so same notes. Hey, Tom F, how you doing? How was dinner? Ooh, so this is way more intense somehow than the first one. So these are all double oaks, but this has got to be one of the store picks. But that would be funny if it wasn't. Good to see you, Tom F. And your pooch in your avatar there. So it's the same notes, it's just more intense somehow. Got an oak note, a little bit of toast. Oh, good. Oh, yeah, Lorena's at um she at HHN or is she just at Universal and they're checking out the future houses? I don't even know. Man. So yeah, it's just the same smells, but just more intense. I like that. And let's check this third glass out. Okay, and then this time the smell backs off a little bit. Oh, cool. Nice. Okay, so if I had to guess, I'm thinking number 1 is the regular Woodford Reserve Double Oak, and 2 and 3 are the two store picks. And well, one's a store pick, and one is picked by SLB Drinks here on YouTube. I bought a bottle that they picked. All right, so I'm going to go through and taste them now and see if there's any difference in the taste. Very tasty. So, like I said, Woodford Reserve Double Oak is one of my favorites. So, just give you some information about it in case you haven't seen one or seen any of my videos that included it. So, double oaked, and of course, oh, I can't see. You know, I got some lighting. You guys can probably see me. Okay, I'm going to throw this light on anyway. Come on. Why aren't you? All right, hold on. Doing like 14 things at once. If you're willing to say, Tom F., what did you guys have for dinner today? All right. Do you like the light better on? Is that better? Or, I mean, I know you can see the bags under my eyes more clear now. But let me know if that's better, if I should shut it back down. Anyway. So, Woodford Reserve, bourbon finished in new, heavily toasted, lightly charred barrels. So, what I found out, the difference between toasted and charred. So toasted is a slower process. They take more time, lower heat, and more time. From it sounds like, I can't remember if this was on Woodford Reserve's website or somewhere else. Oh, nice. That sounds excellent. My Mrs. Izzo loves scallops. They taste good. I'm not super into seafood, but that's just me. So toasted is a lower temperature when they're burning the inside of the barrel, lower temperature for longer time. And then charring is higher temperature, shorter time. So in general, charring is about 600 degrees Fahrenheit with the flame, and they usually leave it in for a level 4 char, which I believe there's 5 levels of char. I don't know how long the other ones are, but level 4 is about 55 seconds. And then with the toasted, so 55 seconds at 600 degrees. And then with the toasted, it's less, between 500 and 550 degrees, but they go longer for like 10 minutes. So they made their Woodford Reserve. Then they took some of it and put it into another barrel that they had charred for a minute at a higher temperature and then toasted for 10 minutes at a lower temperature. But it's a brand new barrel that they stick it into. And then after they age it, however long they age it, and then they don't say here how long they age it for, but then they add water to it until it's at 90.4 proof. So it's not super high, but it's not the lowest either. So nice middle ground. I wouldn't mind if they made a cast strength of this. That would be pretty cool. Or even like a bottle and bond. That would be incredible. But yeah, just a little bit about the Woodford Reserve Double Oak. So this has all the usual nice tastes in the Double Oak, but let me get you some specific notes. So with the Double Oak, you're always going to have just a little bit of a charred taste because of the process that they go through. And it's not so strong that it's off-putting. It's like the perfect level of char. When I get into the rest of the blind in a little bit, I aged some Woodford Reserve Double Oak in my little barrel up here, and I definitely left it in for too long. If you're going to age whiskey in one of these little barrels, at least the first or second time you put, yeah, that would be great. Theme Park Dad, cast strength. And so if you ever decide to do this like Crazy Izzo does, like just trying to change things and see what happens, don't leave it in for too long. So I put it in. I probably left it in for like 2 months. Probably should have done 2 weeks. 2 weeks might have been perfect. At least, like I say, the first couple of things you put in there, they're going to take the majority of the flavors out. So once you've put 2 or 3 things in, then you can start leaving it in for longer sessions. All right, so this is still convincing me that number 1 is regular double oak. So let's see what number 2. Now, so far on the nose, number 2 is my favorite. Oh, and Theme Park Dad, I have an idea. I'm going to figure out how to use science to be able to draw some of the water out of whiskey without losing the taste, in theory, to heighten the proof of things. I want to see if I could take some stuff and make them proofier somehow. I don't know if that's possible. Obviously, if I want to lower the proof of something, I just add water. But so that's a future experiment that's going to happen. I appreciate the 3 of you watching me. It doesn't give me a like count. I don't. So if you haven't yet, please go ahead and tap that like button. Just because it makes me feel good. And who knows, a cast strength might be too overwhelming with the amount of char in it. Oh, something else. I noted it with the first one. Noted it with the second one as well. Even though it's 90, just barely over 90 proof, it's got a really nice mouthfeel. It's very oily. It coats your mouth really well. So kind of the same thing as the nose. All the usual double oak Woodford Reserve notes are there. They're just more intense. Ooh, I need to get into rum. So Tom F, if you wanna email me some recommendations, heyizzo@yahoo.com. Or if you find somewhere to DM me, I'm on X, Twitter, and I'm on Instagram. I don't post very often, but I have access to it. I really one of these days, if I need to get through a couple of these big jobs, and then I could try to do a little bit more marketing on my X and Instagram. Try to branch out a little bit. But yeah, I'm very interested in any rums you would recommend. Nice, cool. I'll look for you on X. I'm either Izzo or Izzat Narteep everywhere. Those are always my names. Yeah. So no new notes on that, just more intense. So that's got to be one of those store picks. All right, so we'll check number 3 now. Cool. Thank you, Tom F. Cool. Yeah, it's going to be hard to pick between those two, but I think number 2 is coming out as a clear winner. So this one, kind of like the nose, same notes, but more intense than number 1, and not as intense as number 2. So I think I've tasted enough. There's no unusual notes coming out. So these are all coming out as if. So let's go ahead and see the results of this. This is number 1. Let me pull my little sticker off here, and these ones are doubled up. These are quadrupled up because we're going to do another version of the blind in a minute. Oops. Oh wow! This is SLB drinks. I did not think that that would come in last. I was very convinced that SLB drinks was number 2, but yeah, SLB. I can never remember where my camera is. Wow, so very interesting. So that's a store pick. All right, let's go ahead and go with 3 because 3 came in second place. I should figure out a better way to do this. But it works. It keeps me from knowing what I'm drinking until I'm ready to know. All right. Okay, so second place is the regular double oaked. Woodford Reserve double oaked standard. So second place is just the standard thing you can get off the shelf. Okay. So that means this is one that came from a restaurant in Ohio. that I've been at, they evidently went and did a barrel pick. The name of the restaurant is the Red Hot Grill. Let's just make sure. When I'm drinking this later, I want to make sure that I can't see the other sticker on there, because we're going to throw these back into the mix. All right, let me put this cover piece back on. Make it harder to see later. And let's just get this sticker off and verify. Yep, Red Hot Grill, RHG. So, RHG came in first. There was a significant difference of this one over the other ones to me, to my palate tonight. I'm completely surprised because SLB, they pick a good barrel. I haven't posted it yet because it'll be a while till I post it, but I just did the neck pour of a rabbit hole Derringer that they picked that blew my mind. I'm still thinking about that pour 2 days later, how good it was. So I'm surprised that theirs came in last, but hey, blinds don't lie. That's what I like to say. All right, so now I'm gonna have to take these off, and I'm gonna have to erase the magic marker on them, and then we can combine this with the other ones. And I may as well go ahead and introduce you to the other ones. All right, so so we're gonna do those 3 pours over again, and let me just take a look at them. Okay, I didn't drink a significant enough amount where I can tell that it's one of them by the height. So we don't have to add any more whiskey to these, so that's good. All right, so we have those 3 bottles first, the regular Woodford Reserve Double Oak and 2 store picks. Now, this is kind of what started this mess. This is Woodford Reserve Double Double. So, and when it says Double Double, I thought that meant it went into a 3rd or even a 4th barrel, but actually it just goes into a different 2nd barrel. Let me see if they say exactly what. Spicier in character than Double Oak. That's all they say. Cooperage notes. Starts in standard new oak, finished in heavy toasted new oak. Okay, heavy toasted. And then let me look at this. And this one says heavy toasted, lightly charred. All right, so they're not telling you too much about the process, and that's fine. They're going to keep their secrets. But this is a yearly release. It only comes in the small bottles. I don't have a regular size here. This is actually a liter. You can get a liter here in Ohio at Costco or anywhere, and or not. Did I say Ohio? Here in Florida, you can get a liter in Florida for a pretty good price. So this is actually a 375. So it's much smaller than the liter size. All right, and okay, and so I just want to have transparency, like so the insane things that I do. This stupid bottle was $220 plus shipping and tax. It's the most I've ever spent per ounce on a whiskey, and that's kind of annoying. All right, so that's one of the contenders that's in here. The next one, this one says Double Double on it, because this is some of the stuff that I put into this barrel and let age, and I didn't do anything else with it because we've got 2 other variants. So this is just Double Double. I aged it in a exactly, Tom F. I aged it in a barrel, and that is that. Then unadjusted. Now the second one, or the third one, I guess, says half on it. So what this is this is half of the Double Double that I aged, and half regular Woodford Reserve to cut down, because it's really charred. The stuff that I made is really charred. So cut down the char by adding half and half of my double plus regular Woodford Reserve Double Oak. Then what I did is I put honey in this barrel and let it sit for a couple of weeks, and then dump the honey out, and then put some of my Double Double in there. It's a combination of Double Double and some half double, and yeah, and so this is the honey barrel. So I'm just calling it honey half double, or maybe honey double. We'll call it honey double. All right, so those 4 are now getting added into our little blind. So it was funny when I did this earlier. I'm really good at those games where you have to keep track of something. And so doing it now, I'm talking to you while I'm moving stuff all around on the table in front of me, and I have no clue. I have no clue where anything is or what it's doing. And granted, there's 7 of them now, but earlier, without having you to talk to, while I was trying to confuse myself with just the 3, I kept track of one of them for the longest time. I just had to keep moving, and I started talking out loud just about nonsense in order to finally confuse myself where I didn't know what was in front of me. And yes, I feel like I'm very confused now on these. Oh, except I'm gonna have to do this again. I forgot to take off the magic markers. You silly boy. So, all right. You silly boy. Okay. Need a little bit of whiskey to get those numbers off. Oh yeah, that worked good. So I'll have to do this again. Unfortunately, you'll get to see me flipping the glasses around and hearing them clink and clank. Thanks for both of you watching. Appreciate having you here. Even Tom, who's double watching. No, but Lorena deserves a watch. She's a fun creator to watch. Tom and I are both members over there for Lorena. That's funny, and I can't even find. I erased the number 1 and the number 3. Where's the number 2? Okay. Oh, there we go. Good. Okay. Hopefully Tom is paying more attention to Lorena than me, because what she's doing is probably exciting compared to this. All right. I know where that one goes, so we're just going to have to keep. All right, and I'm going to have to look at you and talk because my brain was keeping track of that one. Oh, that's funny. That's what I'll do too sometimes, Tom. I'll have one creator on my phone, one creator on the iPad. Sometimes I've had a creator in my ear on live streams. I know I've had Pete in my ear before while doing a live stream or while recording a video. Okay, definitely don't know what's what now. And this time I remember to wipe the letters off. So the numbers. Okay. All right, so I'm going to label these 1 through 7. Thank you. Oh, okay, cool. Free night. Awesome. Thursdays is probably the best night for me to do blind tastings, but who knows? That might change. Well, and I know some of the whiskey tubers are on Wednesday and some of them are on Friday. I don't know if anyone regularly does Thursday, so I also thought that in case someone's here for the whiskey content, that they might appreciate that. Okay, so up in my soon-to-be speakeasy up north, I've got so many Glencairns. Down here, I have exactly 7, so I can't do more than a 7 blind, which honestly is probably pretty good. The most I've ever done, I did a couple of 10 blinds, and those are a little rough. He does, but I'm gonna make sure I end before he doesn't. He doesn't stream till 9:55. It's 8:37 our time. Okay, that one smells like one of mine because it smells really charred. Ooh, number 2. Number 2 seemed more delicate and refined. It might be the double, but we'll. That one smells really nice. Okay, so, I'm gonna stop trying to guess. I might note the ones that I think sat in my barrel. Yeah. So far, 1 and 5 definitely were aged in my barrel at some point. Okay, so there should be a 3rd one that I should have been able to pick up that I aged it and I didn't. So that's a great sign. All right, I'm gonna get some. You know what? I should probably get something to write on. I'll just write on this napkin, on this paper towel. Magic marker will write on the towel. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to use that to keep track of notes if there is any differences in between them, and also I'll write down my guesses. I feel like this is one that I've aged, and it's probably the half double. So I'm going to put half double or half question mark. Oh yeah, there's so much char on that. That's one of mine, but it's not so much char that it's offensive, and I really think it would be awesome camping. Oh my. Okay. I think this one's the double double. Let me talk about the nose. I could sit, if this is the double double, I feel like I could sit with the double double and just pull out notes all evening. Like right now, it's got the oak, it's got the vanilla. Those things are normal. It's got a deep caramel. Oh man. It's got some other sort of sweetness in there. I'm not getting a specific on it. It's got some real deep fruit jammy notes too, though. There's a grape jam in there in the background. There's a bit of spice. More like a nutmeg. There's so much in there. If this isn't the double double, I don't know. I have a clue what this is. Oh man, but that is amazing. But the weird part, if that is the double double, and I found this when I tasted it and reviewed it a few weeks ago, the nose is a world class nose, and the nose is worth the price point on it. The palate just tastes like double Woodford Reserve double oaked. So the palate, to me, it doesn't improve enough. And so what that means is I'm never buying another one of these unless I actually buy it at Woodford Reserve for retail, which I don't know what retail is. I haven't been able to find out yet. My guess is $160, and I would pay $160 for that. Tom, thanks a lot. We'll see you when you're off your phone call. Like that. All right, let's go on to number 3. See what number 3 is doing to us. See, that one smells good. It's not up to the level of number 2, but this one's really good. So this one, well, based on the flight we just did, this could be the Red Hot Grill then, because that's what it smells like. And just like number 2, it's giving me more. It's got the oak, it's got the vanilla, but then it's got caramel in there too. But it doesn't have all the. It doesn't have the spice. It doesn't have. It doesn't have as intense the caramel and the extra sweetness. Where's my hat? I had an Izzo hat on earlier. Oh well. All right, so again, like just like that. If that other one is the double double, just like the double double, it's got like a standard Woodford Reserve double oak palate. So I think this is Red Hot Grill. That's my guess. And so far, just to keep things in an order, 2 is in the lead, 3 is next, 1 is in last so far. And I don't like to say last because there's very few whiskeys that I personally describe as a bad whiskey, but I am all about the experience. Like even what others would call a bad whiskey, I sometimes like just because it's an interesting experience. Okay, this one also, it's got a very good nose and then a standard palate. I'm guessing this is either regular Woodford Reserve or the SLB drinks. So that's going into third place, and one is dropping down to the last place. And I'm gonna say that is the double. No, this is the double oaked. DO. Double oaked. That's my guess. Okay, number 5. Thanks for watching, Theme Park Dad. Oh, this one smells like something that I adjusted. And I'm only showing one viewer, but if anyone else is here besides Theme Park Dad, hello, and thanks for watching. Thanks for watching me drink on YouTube. Feels weird. That's why I don't think I would want to go to a total alcohol YouTube channel. I like having the construction and the randomness of the other stuff. Okay, but it's not as intense, so I'm wondering if maybe one will always be last, absolutely. Ooh, cool. What are you drinking, Theme Park Dad? Okay, that one smells like it's one that I've adjusted, but there's a hint of sweetness on it that I'm thinking that might be the honey. And if that's what the honey is turned into, I'm pretty happy with that. Oh, you did say Bullet. Yeah, Bullet Rye. Excellent choice. I'm thinking that's the honey. I think that's the honey double. Now, where to place it, though? It is in 4th place now. Number 1 is just, of them all, number 1 is just too charred to be in 1st place. And after I go through these, I will go through and just like retaste them again, just to make sure that everything's solid. Okay, originally I had guessed that number 1 was the half double, the one that I made. Oh my goodness! But 7 didn't smell like much earlier, but 7 smells really good. Oh boy! Oh boy! Blinds don't lie. This is gonna be interesting. Huh? Hmm. Okay, that's pretty intense. I think that is the regular Izzo double, because that's pretty intense, but it's not as intense as I remember. It was almost undrinkable when I first unbottled it, but maybe sitting in the bottle, getting a little bit of air may have helped that out. So I can't decide yet. So 6 and 1 are in last place. And 7 smelled a lot better than I remember. So let me check with 7. All right, what do I have left? Oh, so the only one I haven't made a guess on is this could be SLB drinks. In which case it's regular Woodford Reserve, but it's a store pick. So they picked a specific barrel of Woodford Reserve double oaked. And of course, this came in last in the last little blind we did. And then the palate tastes the same. So where do I want to put this? The nose was quite intriguing. So I think 2 is in 1st, 3 is in 2nd, 4 is in 3rd, 7 is in 4th, 5 is in, where am I at? 5 is in 5th, and then 1 and 6 are tied for last. So what I do then, and my guess on that is SLB drinks for number 7. SLB. All right, so there's my guesses. I have them written down, so I can't cheat. Sorry about the dirty napkin I'm writing on. That's pretty gross. I should get a dry erase board. All right, so what I do next, now that I've got my order, I will actually take the 2 that I have in last place and I'll try those and I'll make a decision between them. And then whichever one is in 6th place, I'll put it up against the 5th place and then the winner of that. So almost like a mini bracket just to get a final order. Because things do sometimes change. Oh, you know what? And I'm going to go ahead and take a sip of this ginger beer and try to reset my palate. Oh, so something interesting. Um, you can actually reset your nose too. So what they suggest is if you're doing tastings like this, is to breathe in your shirt. And whether it's like if you've been working all day, if it's just a little bit of a bo, or if it's the detergent, whatever it is somehow that's familiar enough, and it'll reset at least your nose. I was going to say nose palate, but it'll reset your nose supposedly. And then we'll do a little ginger beer again, try to reset the palate. Oh, Gosling's is the best. So good. I love ginger beer. Okay, I feel that. So there's three that have been adjusted, and I think, yeah, and I kind of agree with my initial guess. I think this is the unadulterated Izzo double double, and this is the half Izzo and half Woodford Reserve. It's just got so much smoke. It's almost hard to choose between the two of them. I do think, and there's certain situations where having that much smoky taste is going to help you. Depending on your situation, if you're sitting near a campfire, might be glorious to drink it with that. Also, depending on what you're eating, maybe if you're eating, well, I mean, so I've got that weird ramen brisket that I was eating, but if you're eating some barbecue, that's that smoky thing that I just made just might go perfect. Um, Theme Park Dad, if you want to hit me up on one of the social medias too, um, I'm all over the place. I'll send you a sample too of some of this nonsense tonight. um, but for just sipping, it's hard to sip what I created because it's so smoky. So number one, I could probably sip this, and that's how I like to do whiskey. I like to sip it. So this I could probably sit down, watch a movie, and sip. It's not as harsh. It's been cut, but this guy's pretty rough. This guy, I'm drinking next to a campfire, or I'm putting into a cocktail of some sort, or I'm eating it with barbecue. Yeah. So it's not like I was worried that I would. I was worried that I would hate it, and I'm really glad that I don't hate it because otherwise, I wasted 3 liters of Woodford Reserve Double Oak and this barrel that I bought from Amazon. So I'm glad I don't feel like that was wasted because I was worried about that. But number 6 is definitely last. Number 1 is in 5th place at the moment. So let's just do a sip. We're going to do a very tiny sip in between each of these pairings. All right, so we got 6th place and 5th place. Let's see if they hold on to what they are. So I'm pretty well convinced, and we'll see how it goes. And this is what I guessed, so I agree with it still. Pretty sure this was the my stuff that I put in the barrel after I had the honey in the barrel, and it's definitely sweeter, easier, more enjoyable to drink. This one is fine. I could sip and taste this, but I do think that this is the half double. All right, so half double staying in 6th place. The honey double, if that's what this is staying in 5th place. But now we're going to put it up against what I think is the SLB pick of double double. We got 2 viewers again. Welcome back. Ooh, that is nice. Forgot to take a sip of the ginger beer. I don't think it's going to matter in this case, though. They're pretty close. There's a little more smoke on the palate on this, and there's a little more gentle sweetness in the palate of 7. And I got no problem with 5, but 7 is going to go ahead and take that place. So what I think is the honey barrel stays in 5th place. What I think is the SLB is going to 7th place. And that'll be hilarious when I'm wrong about any of these. All right, let's take a sip of the ginger beer. That ginger beer is doing surprisingly well at clearing my palate. Stephen Noon, MVP. Long time no chat. I'll have some cheap red wine with you. That sounds good. Give me a recommendation, and we'll review it. I've actually, I've got a nice Chianti back at the shop up north. I will bust open the Chianti and do a review of that for next time I'm doing something live from the shop. Well, not while I'm working. Stephen Noon is Stephen Noon MVP. He's a travel agent. He's got just a wealth of Disney and Universal trivia. I'd say mostly Disney, but I know he's got some Universal in there too. So he's a fun person to check out on YouTube or Instagram or on. Are you on X too? I don't think I followed you on X. I'll have to look for you on X as well. But I've had Stephen Noon do travel agent stuff for me before, and he is tremendous. If I was cool, I'd put a link up. Oh, wait, I already did that one. 7's already in 4th place. All right, so 4 is in 3rd place, 7's in 4th place. Actually, you know what? If you look in the description of most of my videos, and I'll make sure I update that for this live stream if I haven't already, you'll find Stephen Noon's. I think you'll find Stephen Noon. If not, you'll find Stephen Noon's links later today. They're very similar. Oh man, but 7 might overtake 4. Yeah, that's so funny. With the double oaks, the palate is just the same. So I'm being forced to decide by nose. All right, hold on. Let me try to reset that thing. Because they started out different and they were turning into the same thing. All right, here we go. There's like a hint of cloves. I don't remember catching the first time. That's kind of nice. I like cloves in my whiskey. Oh man, they're smelling so similar. They're so similar, but you know what? 7 is edging out 4. So 7 has taken over 3rd place. 7 has taken over 3rd place. 4 is now 4th place. We're going to leave it like that. We're not going to overthink it. All right, so now 7's in 3rd, 3 is in 2nd, and we're going to head-to-head those. Let me go ahead and sip that ginger beer. And the smelling the shirt thing seems to work. So I'm going to try to do that each part too. Which just seems weird. Let's see what fish called Wanda. Smell my armpit. Don't ask. I almost don't want to waste my time with the palate because the palates, once you get past the smoky stuff that I aged, the palates are all the same. There's more smoke in that than I remember. Boy, I hope I didn't. Well, I mean, hey, if that's my honey barrel, then I should be proud instead of, well, I'll be mostly embarrassed and slightly proud. Those palates are the same. Really does come down to nose. Man, they're so close. This is just a hint more refined, for lack of a better word. So 3 is going to stay in 2nd place. 7 has moved up to 3rd place, beating out 4. All right, so now we got 3 in 2nd place. We got 2 in 1st place. So many numbers. So little time. Oh, you know what? Before we do, And I didn't work hard enough today that I've got any BO. I'm just smelling detergent. Okay, here we go. Second place, first place for now. This just smells so magnificent. This has to be the double oak, double. And this is really, really good. But it's not magnificent. 2 is still in first place. All right. Moment of truth. Let's see how bad my palate is. All right. So number 6 was in last place. So let's see what it is. Okay. Last place was actually, it says HDD, so that's my honey double. So the stuff that I aged in the honey barrel took last place today. Now I'm terrified. All right, let's see what 6th place was. That was number 1. I was guessing it was the half double, Izzo half double. Nope, that's the Izzo double. So this is the stuff that I aged and then I did not modify. Izzo double. Wow, so I'm 0 for 2. I swear if that double Woodford Reserve double doesn't come in first place, I'm gonna be pretty embarrassed. That's all right. I live for embarrassment. Embarrassment's good content, I think. All right, so this is number 5. This is in 5th place. I was guessing it's the honey barrel, but I'm already wrong on that because I've been wrong so far. So this is now the half double. So, so embarrassingly enough, anything Izzo tried to adjust is in the final 3 spaces. But hey, you don't learn unless you play. I like to learn, and I don't mind making a fool of myself. Okay, so all the stuff that I adjusted is out of the way. I am very surprised that the honey came in last. So actually, the only thing that makes me sad about that is I wasted some good honey. Me too. Thank you, Theme Park Dad. I can use all the help I can get right now. All right, so then next was 4 in 4th place. I was guessing that this is regular Woodford Reserve double oaked. I think this is a good system I do. Boy, that looks like DO. It better not be DD. But it looks like I was right on that double oaked. And I know it looks a little funny, but the D's would match exactly. So even though the O has that little extra whatever going on, that's the double oak, regular double oaked. Hey, I guessed one correctly. Oh boy. Okay, what's next? Next is number 7, which I was guessing is the SLB drinks. So let's see what's left. So what's left is the 2 double oak store picks and the double. Okay, it is one of the store picks. Yeah, that's what I just found out, Theme Park Dad. Sometimes honey isn't the best, although it can make it very tasty. I watched it. I had thought about doing it anyway, but I watched a video where a fella filled up a barrel full of some sort of local honey and then emptied the honey, and then he put in like some older Red Weller Antique 107s into it, and he's, at least on the video, he claimed to be very pleased with it. Who knows? Of course, maybe not everyone's as honest as Izzo. Maybe other people are saying they like it even if they don't. All right, so I had guessed SLB. It is not. It's the other store pick. So this is the one that just came in first of the 3, but it has come in second of the three now. The three first ones we did. So Red Hot Grill took third place. Okay, moment of truth. If this isn't the SLB bottle, this is the double double. I'll be terrified. So this one I thought was Red Hot Grill, but we of course know it's not. Okay. Really, the only one I was concerned about was the double double. So second place is the SLB drinks. So SLB, isn't that funny? So I just tasted it. Let's see. Let me look at this. So I just tasted it, and when I just had the three of them together, it went SLB drinks in last, Woodford Double Reserve Regular in the middle, and the Red Hot Grill Barrel Pick in first place. And now, in amidst these other ones, the seven total, the Woodford Reserve Regular Double Oak came in fourth. Then the Red Hot Grill came in third, and our SLB drinks came in first. And actually, that is the order. If you had asked me beforehand without tasting anything, that's the order I would have guessed those three would have been in: regular, Red Hot Grill, and then SLB drinks. All right, so we know this is we're pretty sure this is the double double. My handwriting wasn't great on the double oaked, so let's just make sure that's the double double. Although it looks like I did pick the double double for first place. Okay, yeah, because I got WRDD, so Woodford Reserve Double Double. So the Double Double did actually come in first place. I almost wish it didn't, because then I could just tell you never to bother trying to find one. Just get something else instead. But there you go. My little experiments, they might have their niche times where it's, I'm going to leave the stickers on just temporarily. They might have their niche times where they're going to be tasty. And I don't think I've posted the review yet, but I have this crazy whiskey that it started out when I first did the neck pour. It started out just tasting like normal, very nice bourbon. Had caramel notes, had some deep cherry notes, and then something happened. Like I made the neck pour video, but I never finished the glass, and the glass sat open for about a half an hour. And when I went back and tried it, it had turned into jalapeno pepper. It was crazy. And the whole bottle to me tastes like pepper now. Like the bottle got some air. And let's see, where was this one at? This is Izzo's Double Double. That was number one. Just leave these on just for the rest of the stream. And then SLB was 2, and I already got rid of the Double Double, but we know that number 2 was the Double Double. Never have I said Double Double so much. Yeah, some people are like that. I would have got my meal eaten, but I was talking to a customer that doesn't know how to get off the phone either. So somehow I just closed all my rings, even though I'm sitting on my butt here in front of you on YouTube. It does change everything. So what was I talking about? Oh, that pepper. So I've got this weird bottle of whiskey at home, and it tastes like fresh cut jalapenos on the nose, and it tastes like a taco seasoning packet on the palate. And I was a little mad. It wasn't a cheap bottle. I was a little mad at it, and then I accidentally started eating chips and salsa with it. You pair it with the right thing, and even something that's odd tasting is wonderful. So, because me and a couple of buddies, we were just sipping some whiskey one night, and I made them try the pepper thing, just to get their opinions, and they agreed it was weird and peppery. And then just randomly, we had finished whatever other chips we were working on, and then we jumped into some chips and salsa. Yeah, it tasted so good with the chips and salsa. My goodness. And then, so once I realized it tasted good with that, I had some spicy Bloody Mary mix. So I made a Bloody Mary out of that pepper bourbon, and that was wonderful. So even I always am trying to find, I guess it's part of my optimistic nature. I'm always trying to find the right way to enjoy something, and not waste stuff whenever possible. So like, so my adjusted double doubles, I'm gonna put some of it into some. I'm gonna slowly because I'm too cheap to pay for a check bag. So when I go home, I'm gonna take 4 or 5 little sample bottles. Like I've got so so every flight I do, I get I get a I get a thing of Buffalo Trace and drink it on the flight. So I've got did a lot of flying this year, so I've got a bunch of those. So I'm gonna fill all those up and put them in a quart bag, and then and then eventually I'll have an empty bottle. I could take that in my carry-on bag. They're not gonna care about that, an empty bottle. So I'll eventually get some of my double double up north. Anyone here that's in the chat with me today, or if you're watching on the replay for some reason, like I'm sorry you had to watch all this if you're watching the replay. But if you're watching the replay and you want a sample and you're over 21, email me, heyizzo@yahoo.com, or hit me up on X or Instagram, and I'll send you a bottle if you want to try some smoky Woodford Reserve Double Oak. But this was fun. I am going to go ahead and go. I want to thank you guys that have been chatting and hanging out with me. Just going to try to not every week, but I'm going to try to semi regularly do a live on Thursday, and just kind of a chill thing. We'll do a blind every now and then. If you wanted to be, so I would like to start a thing, and Robert D that follows Adventures by Carney, he kind of named it. We're going to call it Izzo's Flights of Fancy. And so if you're over 21 and you would like to do a blind flight with me, I will set that up and send you samples. And no cost, no cost. I'll just send it to you. I don't mind. And yeah, there we go. And so if you want to be a part of a flight of fancy, and of course you can be live with me, or you can have an avatar, whatever you like, or we can find a voice changer for you if you need, so you can keep your anonymity. Like Mrs. Izzo does not want to be on YouTube. She said she might. You've seen, if you go back to some very early photos, you might see her fingers every once in a while, but she does not want to be on YouTube. And she said that should I ever get a check from YouTube, she will make a face appearance. So we'll see. That's not going to happen for a while. But thank you so much for hanging out. If you want to be a part of the future Flights of Fancy, let me know, and I'll send you a sample, a blind sample, and we'll do it together online. But I may as well do the catchphrase then. If you're thanks, Stephen Noon. You have a good evening too. So if you're working, work safely. If you're drinking whiskey, please drink responsibly. But do everything with a little bit of whimsy. You're going to have a good time. And I will see you next time you're hanging out at Izzo's place.